The pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Hello once again to all my friends. Thank you for joining me. I do truly appreciate it. Come on in, sit a spell, take your shoes off, make yourself a bologna sandwich, and let's talk about a book that I got in the mailbox today. And this one comes from a publisher that I've grown to really dig. And I don't know all the ins and outs, but we're talking about Monstrous Books and Crystal Lake Publishing. And I'm not sure how the partnership and all that stuff correlates, but there's a fellow by the name of James Aquilone who I have done on Kickstarter on a few books, Kickstartered things. And here are just a couple of the ones that I've already gotten. The first one was Classic Monsters Unleashed. And it was a lot of stories based on the classic monsters. And very good stuff, chock full of illustrations. And I really liked it. I did a video on this. You go back in time, you can check it out. The other one, more recently, I got it relatively recently, was a hardcover graphic novel, Kolchak, 50th anniversary. And I did love not only the TV series Kolchak, but the movie Kolchak the Night Stalker. I was a big fan and just dug that stuff. So I had to jump in right away to get this book here. But then after that, there was another one. And that one was called Shakespeare Unleashed. And you take Shakespeare-related stories, short story collection, an anthology, if you will, and you add horror elements, and then he added two authors that I really, really dig. There's more, but there were two names that jumped out at me and said, I got to get me one of them. And that was Joe R. Lansdale and a fellow by the name of Philip Fracassi. And both authors that I love and collect, and definitely good enough for me to get this thing ordered up and get it coming my way. So it shipped. I Kickstartered this. I Kickstartered for the hardcover edition, and it's shipped in this cardboard with extra stuff sticking out to help protect in case the corners get busted and all that kind of stuff. But let me open it up here and see what she looks like and take it out so you can see it. But anyway, it comes out of this box. It's all folded up, tucked in there, nice and tight. And then in a bubble envelope. So the book is enveloped in an envelope. And it seems like it came out all right. So let me get it out of here and see what all came with it. So first of all, let me show you what's on the front here. Because one of the things that I've always had trouble with Kickstarters is I don't always know what I'm getting. I think I'm making the money, giving them money to get the thing, and I'm usually pretty good with that, but I don't always know what else comes with the stuff. So what has come with this is right here. Let's open this thing up and see what it is. But there's Monstrous Books. Nice logo. I love that artwork there. But let's open it up and see what all came with it. So it looks like I got myself a sort of a graphic novel that came with it, a soft-covered graphic novel that came with my book, and some big names on there, big names on the cover. What do you think? You interested? Order yourself one up. But we got an introduction by James Aquilone on here, and I'll just kind of flip through and show you a little bit about what you see, what it looks like, and see how you dig that. In here it says the cover is J.K. Woodward, colors by Zach Atkinson, and I want to flip through here, art by J.K. Woodward. And so Zach Atkinson did Exit Pursued by a Bear, letters by Tom Napolitano. Well, maybe I will, but let's look and see, check out some of this stuff in here. So we got some comics in here. Crashing by Jeff Oliver, inspired by The Winter's Tale. Here's just some of the stuff that comes in this graphic novel. Man, that was cool. In this graphic novel that I did get in my hand. And so there we got pictures by J.K. Woodward, letters by Tom Napolitano. J.K. Woodward seems to be doing a lot of stuff for the James Aquilone, because I think he was credited for one of these others that I had here too. But anyway, this came with it, just to show you what all we got in here. Just showing you stuff here, but a neat addition. When I'm not expecting stuff like this, it is always cool stuff to have. Now, what we came for, what I paid for, what I bought and ordered, Kickstartered, if you will, was Shakespeare Unleashed and the J.K. Woodward illustrated. And there is an amazing cover. And I can't remember, you see this cover here, the blood coming from the severed head. I believe I had read somehow, maybe it was a Facebook deal, I don't recall now, but there was some kind of controversy with this illustration, and they had to make some changes. And I want to say because of Facebook, or maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, how about this? Tell me about it in the comments, correct me, educate me if you will. They had to clean up this blood and kind of change the image for something to do with Facebook, to pass through something about bloody pictures. I don't know. They had a problem with it. But edited by James Aquilone, and we'll see just a couple of the fantastic authors that are involved here. Joe Lansdale and Kasey Lansdale. So I've read some of their case books by Dana Roberts, of Dana Roberts stories. And I think the one called Blind Love, I really like that one. It's a good one. Check it out. I recommend it. But I think that's one of those stories or what's included in here, but I'm not sure. And then also I already mentioned Philip Fracassi. And yes, I'm a Fracassi freak. So if you'll go on the Facebook, if you have any interest, look up Fracassi Freaks. It's a private group of fans, and Philip Fracassi participates regularly within that group. All sorts of good people, good stuff, good opportunities. I strongly recommend you join up and check it out. But other authors involved: Ian Doescher, Steve, Raznick Tim, Seanan McGuire, Jonathan Maberry, Gemma Files, Tim Wagner, and many, many more. And more than likely, I'm mispronouncing names. I don't do it on purpose. I do truly apologize, but that's just stuff I do. It just happens. It's like a magical curse, something like that. I'm not George Costanza. He always spells names right. I always mispronounce names. What do you think? So this neat card was setting right inside the front cover, and I'll set that here for now. Our end papers, solid colored end papers, but it is what I would call a library bound or a library bound book, because you have the artwork directly on the boards themselves, no dust jacket or anything like that. And I dig it. I like that kind of stuff. Some do, some don't. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I like it. And there's the spine, what it will look like when it sets on my shelf with the others. Actually, Kolchak goes with another section where I've got some other Kolchak stuff. But other than that, these go together in an anthology section. And there's the back of the book. Tells us the theme and some cool stuff. Oh, horror, horror, horror. Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee. Anyway, let's take a look through here and see what else is involved. With so many short stories combined, I'm going to miss some stuff, but I'll show you some stuff as well. I think I'd read that there were 4 interior illustrations in here, and we'll see if I can find them. But I think you probably want to know what all's included, so I'll just go ahead and show you the table of contents right now. Pause, darling, if you want. Take a look and see what all is included. There's page 1 of our table of contents. There is page 2, page 3. For those of you keeping score at home, I'm doing pretty good so far. So 3 pages of a table of contents, all sorts of stuff from short stories to poems to a sonnet, I think, if I've got it right, of stuff all related to a fella by the name of Shakespeare. Ever hear of him? Anyway, let's take a look through here. So I showed you our table of contents, and I want to look, man, everything looks so good. I'm going to just take a look at that page, those pages, and admire, appreciate. I really dig this stuff. And when James Aquilone does a Kickstarter, I tend to want to get it. This was one of them. All neat themes. So if you're taking score of the ones that I've just showed you, you've got Kolchak the Night Stalker, one hell of a theme. You've got universal or classic monsters. And now you've got Shakespeare. And it's all tied into horror, which I'm a big fan of, the genre. So neat stuff, interesting takes, and a neat theme for each one. So I really like it. I'm not going to show you every one, but as I flip through here and I kind of see some different stuff, I will try to show you what I see as I go through. I'm looking forward to this collection here, and I got a lot of reading to do. You ought to see my pile over here, the books what gots to be read pile. But right now I'm kind of flipping through to see if I can catch some of those interior illustrations. I don't want to miss them. So I found another one of those interior illustrations by J.K. Woodward. These violent delights have violent ends. Romeo and Juliet. What about that? How do you think that looks? Check it out, man. All right. There's so many pages in here that have lots of color on them. Finding the interior illustrations just by zipping through isn't exactly easy work, but I'll try to catch them for you. So here's another one. When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? Macbeth. What do you think about that? Cool stuff. I dig these illustrations. They look so good. I think the black and white, they're perfectly suited, perfectly tailored for the black and white. So I'm pleased. I think it looks so great. And then every page just looks good. So it's not like I'm looking at plain white pages or with words on them, and then every now and then you get a picture, because it's looks nice all the way through. There's the page color. It's definitely not just white paper. The font, everything looks so good. It's from start to finish an excellent book. I really do like everything about this book, and I'm really glad I was able to get one. And if you notice, there's a fellow's name in there. I don't know what it is about that guy. Can you see that? But for some reason, they put his name in this book. What did he do to deserve that? I don't know, but I'm going to have to see what it was. Anyway, I showed you the pages. I just wanted you to see kind of what the font, what the typeset, the text will look like. But Shakespeare Unleashed with some extra added goodies. I'm really pleased with what I got. I cannot complain in the least. Well worth the money I paid. Well worth the wait. I ordered this one in June of 2022. So right now it's August, the beginning of August of 2023. I did order it. It was, doing the math, it's a little bit over a year. So a lot of stuff's going on, but it's worth the wait. I really like it. I'm glad that James Aquilone is able to make cool stuff like this, and I hope it keeps on keeping on, because there's some stuff here I really dig. I've prized pieces of my collection, stuff I wouldn't give away, stuff I wouldn't sell for what I paid for it, stuff I wouldn't sell even at a modest profit. But if you want to offer me a lot of dough, a lot of dough, I'll sell all kind of junk. Anyway, I really do like these books. This one looks so great. Can't wait to jump in. I recommend you look it up. Look up Shakespeare Unleashed, James Aquilone, look up Monstrous Books, look up Crystal Lake Publishing, and you're going to find some really cool stuff. I recommend it. Go out, take a look. Anyway, thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. I can think of no more lies to tell. So, say la vie, baby. Doo-doo. It's up to you. It's your move. Your move. Your move. I ain't playing around.